that gets really sad about urban sprawl and other developments that invade our forest. I love trees and waterfalls and all of that kind of stuff. So I sometimes wish that we had a policy, not so much a policy, but maybe a stipulation, like they do in Iceland. You see, the middle of Iceland, of that island country, is largely undeveloped. It's mostly because of the terrain. I mean, there's volcanoes there, there's glaciers, a lot of cool stuff in the middle of Iceland. But if you ask some people, legend has it that there is a group of people that are protecting that land, a small group of people, or shall I say, a group of small people. I'm talking about elves. And these elves, they're like, elf you, Iceland, you're not putting that there. You're not building that here. So these elves, they are helping to protect the land. They are said to wreak havoc at construction sites, even causing death for breaking ground on projects that haven't been given the green light by, I guess, the head elf. I'm not sure how the politics work. So I've always been fascinated by stories like that, by folklore of other countries, but I also love national parks, I love forests, I love rocks, and I love waterfalls. So my friend Jasmine and I decided to go to Iceland instead of a national park here in the United States in September of 2014. And we did the ring road. We traveled the entire country. We ate hot dogs. They're really famous there. We stayed in youth hostels. But the landscape is amazing. Every few miles, you're in a different type of environment. You could be in the Shire one minute, and the next minute you're somewhere that looks like the moon. It's just absolutely incredible, and I encourage all of you to go there. I'm going again in June. So at the end of my trip, my two travel mates, Jasmine and she had a friend that came along with her, they left early and went to Munich, Germany. So I had a day to kill in town by myself. And somehow I got sucked down a rabbit hole on Google searches of things to do in Iceland, and I stumbled upon Icelandic Elf School. So I signed up, and I headed to this professor's apartment. I headed to a professor's apartment and walked in, and he had just banana boxes on top of banana boxes, Chiquita and Dole everywhere. I guess they're the sturdiest boxes to hold research. So there were people from all around the world, all around the country, that came to this class. And we were in his living room that, mind you, was decorated with mythical creatures galore. And we learned about all the stories that these interview subjects told him. Stories about elves playing tricks, or elves helping kids who are lost in the woods when they're cold. And a gentleman in my class had asked the teacher, do you really believe these stories that people tell you? And the teacher sat back and reflected, and then he leaned back in and said, I have no reason not to believe them. Because I think everybody has something to believe in, and hearing these stories about Icelandic folklore, no matter how crazy they may seem, it's something that country holds on to dearly. So I had a great time at Icelandic Elf School. I have a diploma and everything. And so we hung around a little bit. Everybody left for the day, except there was a woman from Boston and another woman from Finland that were kind of hanging around with me. And the woman from Finland said her next stop was this really cool place, the Icelandic Penis Museum. And I got really excited because I had just come from there. What a day. I went to the Penis Museum and then elf school. So I was telling her about my experience there and about how when I walked in, I had to hang my coat up on a hook, a penis-shaped hook. But you think that when you go to a museum like this, that you're going to giggle like a little schoolgirl, but you don't. Science takes over, and you just explore the most minuscule member down to the most ginormous Johnson, and you just take it all in. So, that was not intended. So the founder of this museum had retired retired and his son was taking over. But he did come in to visit. So I happened to be there on one of the days he was visiting, so it was really cool to meet the founder of this quirky collection. So I was telling the women at the Icelandic Elf School about this when our headmaster, that's what he was called. So the headmaster came back in and said, "Are you talking about the Penis Museum?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "That was my history professor." So small island, small world. My two quirkiest and most fascinating cultural experiences were somehow connected. But when I got home from Iceland with my diploma, I thought about how, I wish things here could be somehow simpler, somehow smaller. And I thought about how maybe if we could just channel the power of those little people, of those elves, maybe we could make things stop getting so big here. Thank you.